بسم الله الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي أما بعد. So we have something called Athkar Salah, and usually we'll find, after we finish our Fajr, I'll say, we'll have a few minutes for Athkar Salah. We'll go over what Athkar Salah is, inshallah, and a few of them, and the importance of it. As we know, it's all from the Sunnah. So at the end of every Farad Salah, usually the first thing we say is istighfar. We say astaghfirullah 3 times, and then we say Allahumma anta salam wa minka salam tabarakta ya dhal jalali wal ikram. And we have to also understand the importance of seeking istighfar right after the farad salah. As we know that the seal for any righteous act is istighfar. Why? Because perhaps during the act itself, perhaps during the salah, maybe we lost focus. Maybe our intentions changed. And so if there's any holes in that salah, and that's what shaitan's job is. If you think about it, shaitan, his job is to make holes in our actions. No matter what we do, shaitan tries to find ways to make holes in it so that it would not be acceptable to Allah. May Allah protect us all from shaitan. And so we usually say istighfar 3 times. And after that we say, Allahumma anta salam wa minka salam tabarakta ya dhal jalali wal ikram. Oh Allah, you are peace. Wa minka salam. And from you alone comes peace. Tabarakt. Tabarakt means blessed are you. Barakah is something that is a constant increase. Something that is a constant increase in all manner of good. Ya dhal jalali wal ikram. O possessor of majesty and generosity. And why do we say this? Again, with understanding that number one, peace comes alone from Allah. That perhaps we are going through struggles in this life. And life is difficult. As we know, Allah, He created this life in order to test us. So we'll be tested. And then every single time after our salah, we say, Allahumma anta salam. We're reminding ourselves first and foremost that peace is with Allah alone. So number one, we say it in a way to celebrate the very fact that we offer salah. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, actually, he used to express joy. Every time he finished a good deed, or every time he finished salah, he would express joy. And you know what? Allah, He guided us over here to the masjid today. Alhamdulillah. He gave us the opportunity to stand for salah today. Alhamdulillah. Whenever he used to see a righteous deed done, he used to say, Alhamdulillah alladhi bi ni'matihi tatimmu salihat. It is all praise is due to Allah. It is by His favor any righteous action is fulfilled. May Allah grant us all a good understanding. So first we celebrate this. Because what are we expecting from Allah after we finish our salah? Peace. Peace and contentment. And we are also reminding ourselves that true peace, it is only in the akhirah. And it is only through our relationship with Allah. And if we turn anywhere else, we will never ever find peace. وَمَنْ أَعْرَضَ عَنْ ذِكْرِي فَإِنَّ لَهُ مَعِيشَةً ضَنْكَ. Whoever turns away from my remembrance, from the remembrance of Allah, then for him is a miserable, a tight life. He will not find any peace. He will not find any joy. He will be living in a state of inner misery. May Allah protect us. And so, realizing that our meeting with Allah, which is the salah, salah in this dunya is our link, is our meeting with Allah. It is the only way we can achieve peace. When we're going through difficulties, when we're going through all of our challenges in life, we remind ourselves that we belong to Allah and to Him we will return. And so it's also very important to understand why we say this. Why did Rasulullah ﷺ used to say this after every farad salah? And especially, خُلِقَ الْإِنسَانُ مِنْ عَجَلٍ. Allah says. He created man in a state of haste. We are all in a state of haste. Whenever we see people, we are quick to judge. SubhanAllah. We are always quick to judge people. But then we're reminding ourselves, Allahumma anta salam. Peace is alone with Allah. Whatever the people may think about you, nobody cares. If you have a good relationship with Allah, if you are sincere with Allah, then you can expect peace, mercy and forgiveness awaiting you in the akhirah. May Allah grant us all a good understanding. But there are also a few misconceptions. That number one, and the wording in the hadith is such, that أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم كان إذا أراد أن ينصرف من صلاته, that whenever he used to finish his salah, he used to say istaghfara thalatha. He used to say istighfar 3 times. If you look at the wording of the hadith, saying Allahu Akbar is not part of the hadith. So usually we'll find people, they will, after they say their salam, first they will say Allahu Akbar, then they will say istighfar 3 times, then Allahumma anta salam up until the end. We find that that's not in the ahadith, and therefore we don't have to say that. And so if we think that this is a sunnah then to say Allahu Akbar when it's not in the ahadith, it will make it into a bid'ah. As we know, وَشَرَّ الْأُمُورِ مُحْدَثَاتُهَا, something that is muhdath, a new statement perhaps, or a new practice. وَكُلَّ مُحْدَثَةٍ bid'ah. Every new practice is a bid'ah. وَكُلَّ بِدْعَةٍ ضَلَالَةٍ. And every single bid'ah is astray. وَكُلَّ ضَلَالَةٍ فِي النَّارِ. And everything astray leads one to the fire. Again, may Allah protect us all from Jahannam, say Ameen. And so be very careful of bid'ah. So when we say our salam, we will say istighfar 3 times. And then Allahumma anta salam wa minka salam tabarakta ya dhal jalali wal ikram. You don't have to say Allahu Akbar. That's not from the hadith. And misconception number 2 is that this prescription to say istighfar 3 times and Allahumma anta salam up until the end is after the farad salah alone. So to say it after sunnah, that would not be part again of the tradition of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. To say it after witr, or to say it after nawafil, or to say it sometimes after tarawih. Usually we'll find maybe after every 2 rak'ah we finish of tarawih, we'll say astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah 3 times. That's actually not part again of the sunnah. So let us all be careful of bid'ah. And the proof of this is the view of the majority of our ulama. The majority of our ulama is that they said that to say istighfar 3 times, this is, and what Rasulullah ﷺ did after this salah was specifically for the farad. Does that mean we cannot seek istighfar after sunnah, after nawafil, etc.? We can. But if we think that it's a sunnah to say 3 times specifically after every single salah, it will change that into a bid'ah. But if we know that after any righteous deed we seek istighfar as much as we can, then that would make it permissible. So it's just the way we understand and how we approach it. Again, may Allah grant us all a good understanding. And finally,